Hello my great students. Yeah, for those who don't know how to print, here we go with Professor Teaches. These are objectives from Windows 11. We are going to have a look at printing with Windows 11, adding a printer, working with a printing dialog box, working with a print queue, those documents that are on a queue, in the queue, troubleshooting printer problems. If my printer does this, what should I do? What must I do? A printer, remember, it's an output device. And graphical user interface, the GUI, the visual display unit is there. Display is an also output device. It outputs devices as a soft copy output. We are going to have a look at installing fonts. Without wasting time, let us.
One of the routine tasks of the Windows operating system is the management of printing. Windows 11 offers features that simplify the printing process for all kinds of documents. In this chapter, you will learn how to use Windows printing features, including adding a network printer, submitting and controlling print jobs, and installing fonts. You can print web pages using a browser, financial information using a spreadsheet program, images using a graphics program, and documents using a word processor. Each of these applications relies upon the operating system to manage the production of printed output. Windows also stores the fonts that you can use in your applications. Since these fonts are stored by the operating system, every application can access and use them. When you use the print command in an application, the information to print is processed and sent to the operating system. Print jobs are stored in the print queue and then sent to the printer. Using the print queue, you can control how the jobs will print. Before you can print anything, you must connect the printer to your computer. Windows allows you to work with local or networked printers. You can install and work with printers by opening the Devices and Printers folder. This folder is accessible from the Hardware and Sound category in the Control panel. Recall that you can access the Control panel from the Start menu, from the File Explorer, and from the Run dialog box. The Devices and Printers folder is now open. The folder displays the devices and printers currently installed on the computer. Windows 11 includes the fax feature, which enables you to fax and scan items directly into your computer without using a separate machine. The fax icon represents this feature. The Microsoft XPS Document Writer is also included with Windows 11. This feature is used to convert an existing document to an OXPS file, which stores an image of the document. XPS documents can then be viewed using an XPS viewer and can also be printed using a regular printer. Windows will recognize a new local USB printer when it is connected and will automatically install it. However, sometimes you may need to install the printer yourself or install a printer located on the network. Windows will recognize a new local. The Add a Printer option on the command bar opens the Add Printer wizard, which steps you through the process of installing a new printer. Windows 11 has searched the network for available printers and lists them for you. While searching for a printer to add, you may need to enter a printer name or add a host name or IP address for a shared printer. For this shared printer, an IP address has been added for you. Good. Windows 11 now informs you that the printer installation was successful. From here, you can print a test page to ensure that the printer is working correctly. Let's skip that option for now. An icon for the new printer now appears in the Printers folder. The green check mark below the icon indicates that it is the default printer and will be used for all print jobs unless you specify another printer. Now select the printer you just added. The command bar now contains additional options related to the selected printer. For example, you can see if any documents are being printed by the printer. This window gives you the printer status, displays the current basic settings, and allows you to change the print options and settings for your printer. In the next section, you will print a document. When you print a document, Windows collects and handles your print requests so that you can continue to work while Windows controls the printer. To print a document, just click the Print command on the application's File menu. You can also drag a document's icon to a printer's icon. For your convenience, the Space Station document has been opened. When a print option is selected, Windows intercepts the command and places the document in a print queue. The documents will wait for their turn to print while you continue your work. Notice the icon for the newly added printer. This printer is already selected because it is the default printer, as indicated by the small check mark. To print the document, you can just click the Print button. After a print job has been submitted, a small printer icon appears on the taskbar. This icon lets you know that your printer is transmitting a file to the printer. You can view the status of this transmission in the print queue. the name of the document currently being printed is displayed, along with additional information about the document. The size column indicates how much of the document has been printed already. The menus on the menu bar contain printing control commands. Take a moment to look at the commands in each menu. You can control your documents in the print queue by pausing or canceling a print job. To pause the printing of all documents in the print queue, you can use the Pause Printing command on the printer menu. When you are ready, you can resume printing your documents. Windows remembers which print jobs are waiting in the queue. To pause the printing of a specific document, select the document. Then either right-click and select Pause from the shortcut menu, or click the Document menu and select Pause. Let's pause the current document now. The title bar on the Print Queue window and a check mark on the printer menu next to the Pause Printing command indicate that the print job has been paused. You can resume printing by clicking the Pause Printing command again, which will also remove the check mark. If there is a problem with your printer, such as a paper jam, you will see an error message. Windows will automatically try to continue printing until it succeeds or until you cancel the print job. Let's learn how to control print jobs. For your convenience, more print jobs will be added to the queue. All the files waiting to be printed are shown. The files are displayed in the order they were sent to the printer. You can delete any print job that is waiting in the print queue. To delete the print job, select it and then press the Delete key on your keyboard. Another way to delete a selected print job is to open the Document menu and select Cancel. Let's delete the Space Station print job, which is already selected. You can delete or cancel all print jobs from the print queue by selecting the Cancel All Documents option from the printer menu. As you have seen, Windows offers many useful functions for controlling your print jobs. For your convenience, all of the windows except the Devices and Printers window will be closed. If for some reason you experience problems with your printer, Windows 11 allows you to troubleshoot the device. The basic printer problems will be discovered through this process. Let's troubleshoot the printer you just installed. Windows 11 runs a series of diagnostic tests to identify and help resolve the printer problem. If the source of the problem is not detected, as the screen currently indicates, you can close the troubleshooting dialog box. To save space in the Devices and Printers dialog box, you can also hide devices by clicking on the corresponding arrows. Let's hide the installed printers by clicking on their corresponding arrow. Then redisplay the printers by clicking on the arrow once more. The ease or difficulty in troubleshooting printers or any other peripheral device is relative. To save space in the Devices and Printers dialog box, you can also hide devices by clicking on the corresponding arrows. Let's hide the installed printers by clicking on their corresponding arrow. Then redisplay the printers by clicking on the arrow once more. The ease or difficulty in troubleshooting printers or any other peripheral device is relative both to how new and how common the device is. If you continue to have problems with your printer, you should contact the manufacturer directly for advice. Next, we will cover another important topic for printing: fonts. When you work with any item in Windows that contains text, you can choose to display the text using a specific font. A font is a set of alphanumeric characters that has a unique style. Windows supports a variety of fonts, which are designed to work with many different computers, printers, and programs. You can use different fonts and font sizes to emphasize a point, create a title page in a document, or dress up the icon names on your desktop. Windows comes with two types of fonts: TrueType and OpenType. TrueType fonts can be scaled to any size and can be sent to any printer or other device that is supported by Windows. OpenType fonts are similar to TrueType fonts, but include more sophisticated graphic features, such as small capitalization and old-style numerals. Windows also supports PostScript fonts, which are smooth, high-quality fonts designed by Adobe Systems to be used in magazines and publications. You can view the fonts installed on your computer by opening the Fonts folder, which is accessible from the control panel. You can also install new fonts and remove fonts you no longer need. Let's use the search box to locate the Fonts folder. All of the installed fonts are now displayed. Double-clicking a font displays information about that font, including a text sample. Here you see details about the font, including text samples of the font in different point sizes. You can print this sample as well as click the Properties button to see more details about the font. Additional fonts can be acquired from a computer store or the internet. The Microsoft Typography website lists font distributors. Some fonts are free, but most font distributors charge for fonts. Fonts for all languages can also be downloaded from the fonts page. Once you acquire a new font, you need to install it before it can be used. Let's download fonts for all languages. Because installing a font affects the entire computer, you must have administrator privileges to continue with this process. The user Sarah has an administrator account, so the installation takes place immediately. For your convenience, the Fonts folder has been opened. The supplemental fonts have been installed and will now show up in the Fonts folder. The supplemental fonts are now displayed in the Fonts folder. Most programs running in Windows can now offer this font as you work with text within the program. Recall that you can also install fonts using the personalization features in the All Settings area, easily accessible from the taskbar. Now let's close the Fonts folder. In this chapter, you worked with the printing features in Windows 11, including adding a network printer, printing a document, and controlling print jobs. You saw how to troubleshoot a printer problem in Windows 11, including where to find additional support resources. Finally, you learned how to install fonts on your system.